All our internal aspects are buried in the subconscious mind. And if we want to change something in ourselves, we need to reprogram so that we can transform our life, change our mind, change our life. So great to have your presence. Let's move on. What is the subconscious mind? If you go and search on the internet, you are likely to find this picture of an iceberg. In this, it says that the conscious mind is the small portion which is visible above the surface of the water, and a large chunk of it, huge mass of ice, is submerged under the water. The subconscious mind is the programmed mind. There are millions and millions and millions of programs which have been uploaded onto you, which are running automatically the moment there is a trigger. We'll understand here, most part of our life is running through the subconscious mind. What is it which has programmed us? Let's look at that. How this has been programmed. There are only three ways how the subconscious mind has been programmed. Let's understand that. First kind of program is what we call the nature's program. What is this nature's program? Nature's program is genetic programming. Genes have programmed us. Our inheritance of the genes, that has programmed us. We have inherited from our parents, from our ancestors. As a human gene I have, and because of that human genes, I have so many capabilities. Like I can speak, I can walk on 2 feet, I can sing, I can write, all these things. I can do so many skills and movements because the human gene is there. My breathing pattern is in a particular manner because that gene has the coding, that gene has the program. And people who also believe in the karma theory, as they say, we inherit our past karmas and past programmings which are carried forward through this. But genetically, for sure, in scientific terms, we can understand this has been programmed, and this programming we call the nature's programming. Nature has programmed us. All of us, we have been programmed by nature. What else? What is the other thing that has programmed us? Programming because of nurture. Because of nurture means how we have been brought up. My family, my environment, my society, my community, my country, my state, whether I'm in a village or I'm in a town, that has programmed me. Which school I have gone to. My parents, they have been programming me every moment right from the childhood, and that program stays for a long time. Some of the programs are so erroneous that they cause a lot of problem because of our early childhood programming. Our parents, our teachers, our siblings, brother, sister, our relatives, our community, our belief system, our country. One person who is in America would have a very different programming compared to the person who is in India. Person who has been grown up in a village, programming is so very different compared to a person who has been brought up in a city. So these programming variants also has an impact. We call this nurture. Please do mention what you got from these things so far. Your understanding, I would love to look at your comments. And I would certainly be responding to the comments, questions that you're putting in the comment box. Now, let's look at the third aspect. Very important, which is the thing which we are looking at in this very session, which is the most important aspect. We term it as conscious choice. So nature has programmed us. No choice. Nurture has programmed us. No choice. I didn't know which family I'll born to, where I'll be brought up. Not known by me. But one thing which probably each one of us we can intervene, handle and change is called the conscious choice. Let me give an example here. Driving a car was your conscious choice. You did not know how to drive a car. You chose to get into a car. You chose to learn all those different skills so that you can drive a car. If you do not want, you cannot learn. Nobody can let you learn also. Yes, people can coerce you, people can force you, but ultimately you have to want it. Because of the fear, because of the reward, probably you'll do it, but you have to consciously choose that. And let us understand now, we have to consciously choose positive happy programs. If you can do that, we can change the quality of our life. We have to choose the programs which are happy. We have to prune the programs, remove the programs, edit the programs which are not the happy program. Anger, not a happy program, edit it. Fear, not a happy program, edit it. How? By making conscious choice. As we understand, the programming can be done only three ways. Nature can program, nurture can program, conscious choice can program. Now we have to program ourselves. Consciously choose happy program, how these wonderful things are the possibility in our life. Moving on further here, another example, I have already given you a couple of examples. The example of the iceberg, example of the car driving learning process. Now I'll give you another example, not program. The other example that I'm going to give you here is example of a mahout and the elephant. This example gives us some clue how we can do it. This example is so powerful, we need to understand it. And this is one which I am very fond of, because this is one example which I have seen happening. Elephant being trained by a mahout. Look at the elephant, the power of the elephant. Huge, massive. In a flash, it can kill the mahout. It can disobey the order of the mahout, but it doesn't. Why? Because mahout follows a process. We'll understand that process as we go through further in this series. But as I said, it is one of my favorite examples because I have witnessed this in my early childhood. That time I did not know about conscious subconscious mind. But when I recall that example today, I really, really love it. Reason being, at that time, when I was only about 7-8 years old, and my father was posted at a place which is very near to a zoo, and in that zoo we had little privilege because we are nearby. My father was a doctor and many of the zoo officials were his patients, and we had the privilege to go inside the zoo and see something happening in the backstage. I had seen how the elephants used to be trained, and believe me, so similar this is to the training of our subconscious mind by the conscious mind, what we call the conscious choice. When the elephant is brought from the jungles, rescued from the jungles and in the zoo, they are furious. They can kill and smash and destroy things. Initially, they reduce the energy of the elephant by following certain processes. We'll understand that later. So reducing the energy of that elephant, which is very aggressive. Similarly, we also have to see how we can reduce the negative energy of the subconscious mind. We have to follow some strategy, because as the elephant is powerful and furious, if you let go of it, it will just take you for a ride and make your life horrible and miserable. If you have a strategy like in mahout, you can take charge of that hugely powerful subconscious mind. If we know how to intervene, if we know the strategy to get in, if we know how we can work with the subconscious mind like a harmony, we can see life transforming. But for that, we need to understand the strategy, the techniques, how to get into that space of the subconscious mind. The massive elephant, when tamed, it can do magic for you. Entire civilization. Look at the human civilization, all the monuments. If you go back in history, you'll find if elephant would not have been tamed and trained, monuments would not probably have been there. This is what we need to do. Taming the subconscious and training the subconscious.